An ankle a little on a drive, stepped on a guy's foot coming in, laced up the shoes, played on, so we'll see what happens there. He'll get some ice, get some rest, get some elevation. Davis only needed 3 quarters of work to put up 30 and 10. Second time he's done that this postseason. After game 2 versus the Blazers, since play-by-play tracking began in 1997. Before that, they just had Wilt write out 100 on a piece of paper and take a picture with it. Only Shaq has had more playoff games with 30 and 10 through 3 quarters.
You'll hear from all the principals involved, even some of the guys who didn't play. We're going to tell you everything about Game 1. Tim Legler watched every second of it. We're out here doing baseball and highlight and whatnot, so we couldn't get a full handle. What did the Lakers do to control the pace of this thing to get the result they ended up with?
Yeah, Kenny, I don't even know where to start. There were so many layers to how badly they overwhelmed Denver in this one. But I think the thing that stood out to me was the pace the Lakers played with offensively. And it seemed like every time the Nuggets missed a shot around the rim or missed a good look, the Lakers got something really quick going the other way. They capitalized the entire game. I just thought their pressure up the floor was relentless in this one. And here's an example. Paul Millsap, this is a bunny. You can't miss that if you get an opportunity, particularly down 14. You got a chance there, cut it to 12. Instead, look at the pace going the other way. LeBron's heads up. He knows where his shooters are running to. And so this is after a missed layup. One pass up the floor, and you give up a 3, a 5-point swing. Another one here. Great look for Jamal Murray. But if you're Michael Porter and you're at the top of the key, or if you're Monte Morris here in the wing, one of you two has to get back and protect your shooter. And that might be Jeremy Grant, actually. And instead, you miss a pull-up 15-foot wide-open jumper, and you give up a dunk going the other way, another 4-point swing. And there were a number of those in the first half as well. It was just a completely dominant performance by the Lakers across the board. Too big, too talented, too fast. And the Denver Nuggets didn't help with the way they shot the basketball either.
Yeah, LeBron's the usual suspect for doing good things that help his team win, but you like what Davis and Rondo were doing in this one as well, right?
Yeah, Anthony Davis was just too much for their front line. I mean, he was getting guys in foul trouble in the first half, and then in the second half, it was all about shot making. He's just too big, too long, and too skilled for what the Denver Nuggets are throwing at him. If you're going to put Jeremy Grant on LeBron, that means a guy like Jokic or Plumlee, they're going to have to guard Anthony Davis, and it's just a problem. Millsap as well, who's an undersized 4, and Anthony Davis just goes right over the top of him. And then Rajon Rondo is a guy that I have talked so much about what he means to this team because of all that playoff experience. You know, he comes in, and immediately the pace picks up for the Lakers, and he's going to find you. If you're anywhere on the court, you're going to get an open shot. Rondo sees it before you do, and there's a reason that he's got the pedigree that he does in the postseason. I thought on the floor tonight, Anthony Davis, LeBron, Rajon Rondo, those 3 guys were playing at a faster rate than anybody on the Denver Nuggets, and you can't have it to that extent. So look, Denver, they took their beating in this first one. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they can make to be better defensively early to make the Lakers play a little bit of half-court basketball and make it into more of a 3-point shooting contest. That was not the case in this game. The Lakers got whatever they wanted to. Their defense really, I think, helped lead to that as well in the first half.
All right, Tim Legler could be an NBA coach, and I'm hyping him for all those open positions, but he's just having too much fun with us. So right now we go to a current coach, Mike Malone, after the Game 1 loss.
We can't go out there and play for him. We just have to be a little bit smarter. We got to show our hands. And again, I'm looking forward to watching the film to see where all these fouls were called. And obviously in the second half, things got evened out, but it was an extreme advantage for the Lakers in that first half. So watch the film, see the fouls that are being called, why they're being called, should they have been called, and then try to learn from it and get better for game number 2.
Next we'll go to Malika Andrews, who is there. Malika, go ahead.
I feel I'm embarrassed to say this. I really don't have any. That's the first I'm hearing of this. Maybe because I'm so locked into this series, I really don't have anything to comment on that right now. I apologize.
Next we'll go to Mark Kisla. Mark, go ahead.
Fouls are always tricky to talk about. How do you fight for respect on the whistle? And second, maybe more basketball, straight basketball. You got to keep them out of the paint if you're going to win this series. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it for 3 days now. The keys to beating this team are getting back in transition, protecting the paint, and giving them one shot. Obviously, we did a poor job of that tonight in all areas. So how do you protect the paint? You don't turn the ball over, which is one way of slowing them down in transition. And then we need a much greater sense of urgency to get back. We were giving up layups after we scored baskets ourselves. So that indicates to me that our sense of urgency to get back was not anywhere remotely close to where it needed to be tonight. And then Anthony Davis obviously had 37 points. We have to do something different with him. It was too easy for him tonight. He did not feel us. And I think over 48 minutes, we just can't play him the same, give him the same look. So that's definitely something that we can look at the film and figure out how we can be better. But for me, kids, it's really simple. It starts with just the urgency to get back, set your defense. And when you're set, make sure we're showing a crowd to LeBron, we're showing a crowd to Anthony Davis, and not being hugged up. This was not a great game for us. Yes, we scored in that first quarter. But one thing I do know about our group, we've proven it time and time again, we can learn from our losses and figure out what we need to do better going into the next game and give ourselves a much better chance to win.
Well, here's a little what Coach Malone had to deal with. The Joker with a bit of an off night. Started great, putting up 11 points, 5 of 9 shooting. In fact, he and Murray didn't shoot it terrible at all. They got in foul trouble. 5 of them on the night, played less than 15 minutes the rest of the game. 25 minutes total, 25 and 25 seconds. Scored only.
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. After win, it's the next 90 minutes. We're coming at you strong, breaking it all down. Chris McGee, James Worthy, Robert Ory. You won 7 titles. You won 3. We got Allie Clifton here. We got Brett working remotely. Adele. They'll have all the interviews for you. Lakers do something they have not done yet in the bubble. James and Rob. They lead a series 1-0. Absolute dominant performance, both ends of the floor.
Yes, it was a killer performance by the Lakers. Defensively, I like the way they put Jokic on notice, and they said, you know what, we're going to bully ball you, we're going to play you rough. We're not going to let you just be comfortable out there. I always talk about when the offense can come down and run their system comfortable. And if you want to go out and say, I'll make you uncomfortable, I'm going to get up in you and make you do some things you don't want to do. But, you know, Murray had a good game, but the key is keeping everybody else down. They kept Jokic down. And I talked about Harris in the pregame show. They kept him down. So the defense, we can talk about the offense, them scoring 126 points. The defense was great, I thought, on the key guys.
Yeah, I thought in the playoffs, it's all about disruption. You know, 7 games, you're going to have to disrupt something. I think the time off for the Lakers paid off. They did a really good job of disrupting, you know, the offense. I thought Dwight Howard coming in, getting physical with Jokic, kind of got him off his game a little bit. Now you got to, you know, just can't move freely like you want to. Rondo, an exceptional game, 9 assists, no turnovers. He set up so many people tonight, particularly bigs. He also scored. So I think overall the Lakers did a good job. You know, they did what they're supposed to do in a game 1. They are the better team, I think, collectively. And I think they set out notice that this is who they're going to be playing against. Defense was outstanding.
Glad you mentioned Dwight. I feel like everyone thought we got ourselves a series the minute Dwight came in the game and he got everyone going from the sides. Let's check in with Mike Trudell. Dwight standing by.
All right, Dwight Howard, you entered the game in that first half and just made an immediate impact on Nikola Jokic. You talked about how it was important for you to stay up at this level after not playing as much in the Houston series. How did you stay in games like that mentally and come and make the kind of impact you made tonight?
Well, you know, I knew that last series, coach, he told me before the game that it was going to be tough for the bigs to play because of how he used to play. As he said, just be prepared for the next series, get your mind and your body right to go to battle against whoever we play next. And that's what I try to do, just stay in the gym, stay focused, stay locked in.
Dwight, you had 2 blocks and 2 steals in the first 4 minutes that you were in the game, so I think that backs up your last point. But what was the defensive game plan for you guys as a group that allowed you to impact the Nuggets like you did, especially in those middle 2 quarters, holding them to about 20 points per quarter?
Just be physical, just agitate them, just pressure the ball, make tough plays, and just stay locked in. They're a very good offensive mind team. They got a lot of guys who put big numbers up. So the biggest thing to do is just be aggressive, but use our intelligence. We got some very smart basketball players on our team, and we want to use that against the team.
Dwight, you guys had lost game one of the first 2 series before rolling off 4 wins in each of them. Did that impact at all your prep for this one and want to get off on the right foot?